The day was November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas, a bright sunny day. President John F. Kennedy was riding in his motorcade. People lined the streets. They wanted to see him. They cheered. They waved. Many people had cameras. They wanted to capture the moment. It was a big deal. And then everything changed. Shots rang out. Chaos erupted. People screamed. They ducked for cover. The world stopped. But in all that confusion, a strange figure appeared. A woman. She was holding a camera. And she kept filming, even when others ran. Even when shots were still being fired, she just stood there, filming. That woman became known as the Babushka Lady. She is one of the most enduring mysteries of the JFK assassination. No one really knows who she was. And no one has ever seen her film, not officially anyway. She is a ghost of that terrible day. A silent witness who holds a secret. Maybe a very important secret. People have spent years looking for her. They have studied the old films, they've looked at photographs, they've read witness accounts, but she stays hidden. Her identity is unknown. Her film is lost. Or maybe it was taken. We just don't know. Let's talk about what we do know about her. Not much, but enough to make her stand out. She was called the Babushka Lady because of the scarf she wore on her head. It was a light brown or tan scarf. It looked like a babushka, the kind grandmothers in Eastern Europe wear. It covered her hair, it went under her chin. It made it hard to see her face clearly. She wore a coat too. A light-colored coat, maybe tan or beige. She was standing on the grass, or near the curb, on the south side of Elm Street. That's a key spot. It's across from the grassy knoll. That grassy knoll is a very important place in the assassination story. Many people think another shooter was there. Or at least, they suspect something happened there. The most famous film of the assassination is Abraham Zapruder's film. It's shaky, it's grainy, but it shows the whole terrible event. And if you look closely at the Zapruder film, you can see the Babushka Lady. She is there. She is a small figure, but she is distinct. She is right there in the middle of history. She is seen in frames 210 to 330 of the Zapruder film. That's a crucial period. That's when the shots were fired. And she is holding her camera up. She's aiming it toward the president's limousine. She is filming the car as it goes past. She is looking directly at the president. And then, after the shots, after President Kennedy is hit, the car speeds away. Most people in the film react with horror. They fall to the ground, they run away. So they grab their children, but the Babushka Lady stays standing. She seems calm. Almost too calm. She lowers her camera. And then she turns away. She walks up the grassy incline. She walks toward the back of the book depository building. She disappears into the crowd. It's not just the Zapruder film where we see her. Other films and photos also show her. Orville Nix had a camera too. He was standing on the other side of Elm Street. His film shows the Babushka Lady from a different angle. It gives us another view of her. And Marie Muchmore also filmed that day. Her film too shows the Babushka Lady. All these pieces of evidence confirm she was there. She was a real person. She was a witness. But she never came forward. At least not in any way that was officially recorded. The authorities asked for people to turn in their films. The FBI collected evidence. They spoke to witnesses. But the Babushka Lady never went to them. Her film was never part of the official investigation. This is the biggest part of the mystery. Why? Why would someone film such a historic event and then disappear? People have a lot of ideas about why she didn't come forward. Maybe she was scared. Maybe she didn't want to get involved. Maybe she thought her film wasn't important. Or maybe, and this is what many researchers think, her film was taken from her. Maybe by someone who didn't want it to be seen. Someone who didn't want the information it contained to get out. Think about what her film could have shown. She was in a prime spot. Her camera was pointed right at the president's car. And she was also looking in the direction of the grassy knoll. Her film might have captured something important. Something that no other film captured. It could have shown who was on the knoll. It could have shown if a shot came from there. It could have shown what happened to the president's head wound from a different angle. It could have changed everything, but we don't have it. We have never seen it. So we are left to wonder, what did she see? What did her camera record? Over the years, many people have tried to figure out who she was. There have been a few theories, but one name stands out more than others: Beverly Oliver. Beverly Oliver came forward years later. In the 1970s, she started talking about being the Babushka Lady. She told her story to researchers. She told it to the public. She said she was a young woman that day, just 17 years old. She worked as a dancer at Jack Ruby's Carousel Club. Jack Ruby was the man who killed Lee Harvey Oswald. So, Beverly Oliver had a connection to the assassination already. Her story was that she was on Elm Street that day. She was with her friend Marianne Moorman. Marianne Moorman also took a famous photograph that day. It's the one that shows the Zapruder film area. Beverly said she was filming the motorcade with her 8mm camera. She said it was a Yashica Super 8 camera. She said she kept filming even after the shots, just like the Babushka Lady did. And then, she said, two men approached her. They looked like government agents. They said they were FBI, they asked for her film. They told her it was for developing purposes. They promised to return it to her. But they never did, she never saw her film again. This sounds like a compelling story. It gives an explanation for why the film disappeared. It ties into the conspiracy theories. It suggests a cover-up. And for a while, many people believed Beverly Oliver. She appeared in documentaries, she wrote books, she was a key witness for those who believed in a conspiracy. But there are some big problems with Beverly Oliver's story. The most significant problem is her camera. She said she was using a Yashica Super 8 camera. The thing is, Super 8 film and cameras didn't exist in 1963. They weren't released until 1965, so she couldn't have been using that specific camera. This is a huge factual error. It makes her entire story questionable. When this detail came out, it cast a lot of doubt on her claims. People started to look at her story more carefully. They looked at her age. Because Beverly Oliver was 17 in 1963. The woman in the Zapruder film, the Babushka Lady, looks older. She looks like an adult woman, not a teenager. Her build seems more mature. And then there's the scarf. Beverly Oliver said she wore a scarf, but she couldn't really describe it in detail. The Babushka Lady's scarf is quite distinctive. Researchers for the House Select Committee on Assassinations HSCA looked into Beverly Oliver's claims in the late 1970s. They did not find her story credible, they noted the inconsistencies, they could not confirm any part of her account. They dismissed her as the Babushka Lady. Despite all this, Beverly Oliver has continued to tell her story. She believes it to be true. She says she remembers it clearly. She says she might have misremembered the exact camera model, but she definitely had a camera and she definitely gave her film to the men in suits. This shows how powerful memory can be, and how confusing events like the assassination can be. People remember things differently, or they might genuinely misremember details, especially after so many years. So, if Beverly Oliver wasn't the Babushka Lady, who was? We simply don't have another strong candidate. There was another young woman, Rosemary Willis, who was also filmed that day. She was a child wearing a coat. For a short time, some wondered if she could be the Babushka Lady. But it's clear from the films that the Babushka Lady is an adult woman. Rosemary Willis was a child. So that theory quickly faded away. It's possible the Babushka Lady was just an ordinary person. Someone who was there that day, someone who had a camera, and someone who, for their own reasons, decided not to come forward. Maybe she was scared. Maybe she was traumatized. Imagine witnessing something like that. It would be terrifying. Many people who were there that day struggled for years with what they saw. Some moved away, some tried to forget. It's also possible she didn't think her film was special. Maybe it was blurry, maybe it didn't show much, and so she just put it away. Or maybe she destroyed it. This is hard to imagine for us today. We live in a world where every phone has a camera, and we share everything online. But in 1963, photography was different. People didn't always realize the historical significance of their casual snapshots or home movies. But still, the fact that she was filming, even after the shots, makes her stand out. Most people dropped to the ground. They took cover. But she kept her camera up. This suggests a certain composure, or maybe a kind of shock that froze her in place. We can only guess. The biggest tragedy here is the missing film itself, if it exists. If it was ever good quality, what would it show? Her position was unique. She was on the south side of Elm Street, looking north, directly at the motorcade. This means her view of the limousine would have been very clear. And crucially, she would have had a view of the grassy knoll. Many people believe a shooter was hiding behind the picket fence on the grassy knoll. Her film could have provided definitive evidence one way or another. It could have shown someone there. Or it could have shown no one there. Either way, it would have been a major piece of evidence. It might have shown the reaction of the crowd around her. It might have shown specific details of the assassination itself. The exact moment President Kennedy was struck, the way his body moved. These are grim details, but they are crucial for understanding what happened. The Zapruder film is famous for showing the fatal headshot, but it's not perfect. It's a single angle, and the Babushka Lady's film would have been a different angle. It could have given us a complete picture, it could have settled so many arguments. For conspiracy theorists, the missing Babushka Lady film is like a holy grail. It's proof that something was covered up. If her film was taken, it means someone didn't want the truth to come out. It means someone was hiding evidence. This fits perfectly with the idea that the assassination was not the work of a lone gunman. It fuels the belief that powerful forces were at play. For those who believe in the lone gunman theory, the missing film is less dramatic. They might argue it was simply lost or destroyed, or that it wouldn't have shown anything contradictory to the official finding. But even for them, it's a piece of the puzzle that's forever lost, and that's frustrating for anyone who wants to understand history. The JFK assassination is full of witnesses. Hundreds of people saw something that day. Many of them gave statements. Many of them provided photos and films. But the Babushka Lady is different. She is not just another witness. She is the unknown witness. She is the one who filmed what might have been the crucial evidence. And she is the one who vanished. The chaos and confusion of that day were immense. People were in shock. They were scared. It's easy to understand why some people might not have come forward immediately. The government's investigation was also very rapid. Some say too rapid. They collected evidence quickly. They interviewed people, but in the rush, things could have been missed, or ignored. Or, as some believe, deliberately concealed. The Babushka Lady embodies this feeling of something being just out of reach. We can see her. We know she was there. We know she had a camera, but we can't get to her. We can't ask her what she saw. We can't get her film. She represents all the unanswered questions of that day. Why does she continue to fascinate us? It's more than just a historical detail. It's the mystery. The human mind craves answers. When there's a gap in knowledge, we try to fill it. The Babushka Lady is a huge gap. She's a silent enigma. She has become a symbol of the secrets that might still be hidden around the JFK assassination. Her image is burned into the collective memory of that day. A woman in a scarf calmly filming a national tragedy. While everyone else is reacting with terror or grief, her composure makes her stand out. It makes us wonder what she knew, or what she was focused on. And it also plays into our fears about government power. The idea that someone could just take your film, that evidence could disappear, that the truth could be suppressed. It taps into a deep-seated distrust that many people have, especially when it comes to major historical events and official narratives. The search for the Babushka Lady is a microcosm of the larger search for truth about the JFK assassination. There are so many theories, so many conflicting pieces of evidence, so many people who believe something different happened. And the Babushka Lady, with her unknown identity and her missing film, fits right into that narrative of uncertainty. She is one of the persistent threads in the tapestry of that terrible day. A small, almost insignificant detail that, upon closer inspection, becomes incredibly significant. She reminds us that even after decades, even after countless books and documentaries, there are still parts of the story we don't know. There are still people whose stories have not been told, or whose evidence has not been seen. We might never know her real identity. It's been too long. The chances of her film suddenly appearing are very slim. If it existed, and if it was important, it's likely it would have surfaced by now. Or it might have been destroyed, or it might be in someone's private collection, forgotten. So, the Babushka Lady remains an unknown, a spectral figure from one of the most important moments in American history. She is a witness who saw something, filmed something, and then slipped away into the shadows. She represents the enduring questions, the lingering doubts, and the profound sense that we still don't have the whole story about what happened in Dallas on November 22nd, 1963. And that, in itself, is a powerful legacy for a woman whose name we don't even know.